Historian, to many, he is Long Island's encyclopedia.
I was born before penicillin, television, syrup, plastic, frozen foods, contact lenses, and long before the pill. Before radar and credit cards and split atoms and laser beams and ballpoint pens. Before condominiums, drip dry clothes dryers, pantyhose, and before a man walked on the moon.
And that's the vibrant spirit of Long Island. Thank you so much for joining us. Until next time, I'm Beverly Curry.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
Coming up in the news, tens of millions of dollars in contracts issued under the former administration under review by the DRA. Also, elections for a new executive team to head the Grand Bahama Chamber of Commerce. And local government swearing in continues. The Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, starts now.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Good evening, Bahamas. I'm Shoshana Rolfe-Farquharson. As always, it is so great to have you with us. Topping news this evening, Chairman of the DRA, Alex Storr, on Grand Bahama, paying a courtesy call to the Minister for Grand Bahama today, and also assessing tens of millions of dollars in contracts that were issued under the former administration. He says, on the face of it, the amount of work carried out doesn't level up with the amount of money involved in the contracts. Hence, a financial audit is underway. Investigations are ongoing as millions of dollars in contracts issued under the former administration for the cleanup and restoration after Hurricane Dorian on Grand Bahama and Abaco are now in question. Chairman of the Disaster Relief Authority, Alex Storr, says contracts were issued around $400,000 a month to maintain the dump sites on the two islands, but much of the debris remains. He says one particular contract in question was issued only for a few months and then canceled. The investigations will reveal whether or not the Bahamian people received value for money.
For lack of a better metaphor, I've said that, you know, when you can smell a dead rat but you can't find it, I knew there was something wrong. I just couldn't put my finger on it. And then after actually visiting Abaco and Grand Bahama, visiting these DMS sites, millions of dollars spent. I would almost say tens of millions of dollars spent. But the rubbish is still there. It's unsorted. And so I have to wonder what went on. Were these people properly monitored, and were the buildings justified?
The dump sites are situated in McLeanstown, High Rock, Treasure Key, and Spring City. The one in question is Treasure Key.
We have a site run in Spring City, one in Treasure Key. One, all the proper documentation is in place. Pictures. The other, nothing. But the one that has none of the proper documentation, the bill is 2 to 3 times higher than the one in Spring City.
Millions of dollars in contracts issued, but many question if taxpayers received bang for their buck.
We would have spent tens of millions of dollars on waste removal, but the waste is still there. And so at the end of the day, that means more money has to be spent to actually get the waste off of the islands or properly disposed of. And so you have to ask yourself, after spending $20, $30 million, and with some bills increasing, even though we are 3 years after the storm, I think you could answer the question for yourself.
Now, 2 years later, and under a new administration, a financial audit is underway to determine if there was incompetence or malfeasance as it relates to the DRA's operations of up to $30 million.
You know, when you have a loose thread on sweater and you pull it and the whole sweater starts to unravel, that's basically what happened. We find that as we dig into one situation, we find another, and then another, and then another. And so basically, we don't know where it'll end, but we are sure that we'll get to the bottom of everything that went on, and the public will be made aware of exactly what happened and who's responsible.
The former managing director of the DRA tasked with managing recovery and reconstruction on Abaco and Grand Bahama, Kay Forbes Smith, is now suing the government after she was terminated from her role last year for over $400,000.
I can't speak on that matter because it's before the courts, but I will just say this. I think the total amount that she's suing for is $408,000. Do you know how many people I could help with $408,000? I leave it right there.
The Minister for Grand Bahama, Ginger Moxie, condemning the former administration, but assures Grand Bahamians that plans are underway to assist those affected by the storm to rebuild their lives.
How do we quickly fix it, you know? How do we quickly bring relief to the people? And that's why, you know, the DRA is here, the new board is here. We're looking at how do we address these issues now. Because again, you know, there's processes and there are things that you have to go through when you're a new administration and you're just coming in. But, you know, now is the time. Now is the time to just quickly, you know, hit the ground and make things happen for the people.
Well, meantime, the Minister for Grand Bahama, the Honorable Ginger Moxie, says all hope is not lost, as the government will do its part to assist those who have been impacted by Hurricane Dorian.
I talked about it a lot, that I see money being spent on administration of a structure, but not on the people. Because as I moved about, you know, you just heard the cries. You saw people looking up at the ceiling. You saw people without beds. You know that people are hungry and people are hurting and dying, and yet, you know, we are spending money recklessly the way we did. And today we still have these same issues.
Now, she says it is also heartbreaking to see how the public purse may have been abused when there are so many people in Grand Bahama who were affected by the storm and needed help.
I knew it was bad. I felt that it was bad because based on what you saw in terms of the international community coming on board and supporting and me being a part of an NGO prior to this, and recognizing the hurdles that I went through in simply being able to distribute stuff that came in for that nonprofit to get to the people, something had to be wrong. Something had to be wrong with the fact that you have all this supplies that came in that stuck in trailers. Trailers, you know, you have even the domes that you refer to. They were stuck in trailers. And so we've done a lot of damage. Not we, but the administration, former administration anyway, when it came to helping people, because people could have been helped and they were not. And so I hear a lot of it today. I get a lot of calls. People are still looking for that relief, and it's up to us now to make it happen.
In other news, as the debate continues about the Grand Bahama economy and the state of investor confidence, the body charged with representing the interest of the business community is expected to undergo changes soon. Elections are 2 weeks away and new faces are expected to emerge. Jamila Missick reports.
Elections for a new executive team to head the Grand Bahama Chamber of Commerce is expected to take place on February 23rd, and all positions will be on the ballot. But President of the Grand Bahama Chamber of Commerce, Greg LaRota, will not be offering for re-election. LaRota, reflecting on his tenure, says he was determined to change the view of the local business community that the chamber was just a chamber mainly for big businesses and licensees of the Grand Bahama Port Authority.
The chamber is, by name, the Grand Bahama Chamber of Commerce, not the Freeport Chamber of Commerce. And so we are a chamber for the entire island of Grand Bahama. And so I would have started in the early months to reach out to the business community in the east and western end of the island to try and get that word out there and have a number of meetings with them. Of course, that was the same year that Dorian came along. So we were somewhat sidetracked with that. And ever since Dorian, our main focus was really just trying to assist businesses to recover.
But LaRota says he wanted to accomplish more in that area.
Get more businesses in those areas become members of the chamber, do more to assist them in terms of local help desks that we have to assist persons wanting to get into business or already in business, in terms of helping them with improving their businesses, especially since Dorian came along and highlighted the need for a lot of them to digitize their business and be able to operate even when someone cannot visit the physical structure. I think we've made strides in those areas. I'd like to see more of that continue.
However, the outgoing chamber president says he would like to see the new board continue with some of the initiatives they've already started.
I would like to see us really focus on really assisting where we can with the micro and small businesses in the community, and also to continue to be an advocate for our membership with the government as policies change, as the need arises to assist more in different areas. I'd like to see us continue with the surveys that we were doing to get our finger on the pulse of what really is out front in terms of need for our membership and the business community.
LaRota noting that although there will be a new board, as immediate past president, he will assist the new president as much as possible, adding that he believes the business community will be in good hands as they move forward beyond the upcoming elections. Jamila Missick, ZNS Network News.
Well, it was Bimini's turn today to swear in their newly elected local government members. The ceremony taking place at the George Weish Administrative Complex, and Arumiko Knowles was there.
It has been just over 12 days since local government elections were held in the country. Here in Bimini, 16 persons nominated themselves to be district council members. Today, 9 of them were sworn in at the Bahamas Government Administrative Complex. 3 first-time councilors and 6 returning council members sworn into local government on the island of Bimini. Administrator for local government, Linton Pinder, charging attendees not only to hold the newly sworn council members accountable, but to also support them.
This afternoon, I wanted to make it a point to say to Biminites, support your council. Council, support your people. You are from Bimini. You and your people know what Bimini want and need. So, with that, I trust that I will be hearing grand things coming out of Bimini moving forward for at least the next 3 years, and I wish each and every one of you all the best on behalf of the Ministry of Agriculture, Marine Resources, and Family Island.
Now, prior to the ceremony, council members met to elect the chief and deputy chief councilors. 2 persons were nominated for each position. At the end of the voting, Glenrick Roll was voted in as the new chief councilor.
First of all, I'd like to thank God for giving me the strength to be here today to speak to you guys and have a sound mind. Secondly, I'd like to thank the great people of District 8, Katke, South Bimini, and Allenstown for the overwhelming support over the last 3 elections for yours truly. I'd like to thank you guys. And thirdly, I'd like to thank the council for offering yourself, guys. I know it's a sacrifice, and I know it takes a lot from you to give yourself up. So I'd like to thank you guys.
Having served for 3 terms as a council member, Triska Roll will now serve as deputy chief councilor. She looks forward to making Bimini grand.
Bimini has elected a wonderful board, so I look forward to serving with them. Most of them have served in the community before, and so we have already seen their work. And so moving forward, it shouldn't be a problem with working with them. I look forward to working with them going forward, and I think it should be great.
Former Chief Councilor Robbie Smith on hand, offering congratulations to the councilors.
It's not an easy job, but me being the chief councilor for the last 7.5+ years, so it's good to see some new faces on board now. You still have a few that was there before, but some new faces. They should come with more energy now, and enhance Bimini with more productive things for the youths and everything. So with my tenure there, I think I did a pretty good job, and and I hope they would continue that journey.
Now, after the ceremony, attendees took the opportunity to meet with the newly installed council members. Reporting from Bimini, Ramiko Knowles, ZNS Network News.
Meantime, the members of the Hopetown Local Government District have taken the oath of office. That district includes Elbow Key, Great Guanakee, and Manawarkee. Jeremy Sweeting was elected as Chief Councilor. Frank Knowles is the Deputy Chief Councilor. Other members of the council are Junior Menard, Hazel McDonald, Fred Sweeting, Willis Labarty, and Todd Cash. Administrator Donald Roll presided over the swearing-in ceremony. That's going to take us to our first break. Stay with us. We'll be back in just a moment.
On down. Now. Come on down. Now.
We have safely protected your lives, assets, and aspirations for over 100 years. That's a lot of protection. At BAF, we know that our commitment to you goes beyond a policy or an investment. It's a commitment. Find out how to grow with us. And if you are already with us, find out how we can help you grow even more. Because when you choose BAF, we are with you for life.
Located at number 9 West Mall Drive, or call them at 82 Shape and you'll get a special surprise from Mr. Crepey. See you there. Bye.
Direct Talk with your host David G goes on the road, live in the Turks and Caicos Islands, as we celebrate our heritage and culture. 2 countries, 1 people, 1 chain of islands.
Direct Talk live from the Turks and Caicos Islands, partially sponsored by Bahamas Air.
Easton finds Strong first down. Strong crosses the 50-yard line, needed 10 and picked up 15.
It was so special, for me. It was a long process. It was such a blessing for me and my family. I got drafted in the 7th round. The Indianapolis Colts, they picked me up.
Tune in this Friday at 6 p.m. for a special edition of Sports 360 with Jay Philippe and special guest Michael Strawn of the Indianapolis Colts.
Enjoy a romantic 3-course meal with a complimentary wine or apple cider this Valentine's Day at Off the Deep Edge Restaurant for only $65. For reservations, call 352-1664. Walk-ins are welcome.
Visit Pandora Port Lacaya and select a gift set that special someone will love. Happy Valentine's Day from Pandora Port Lacaya. Your number 1 news team covering the North. The Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Welcome back now to news from Abaco. Students from across the country returned to school campuses last month on the advice of the Ministry of Health and Wellness. But over in Abaco, school officials are having some challenges locating students. Jay Philippe has more in this report.
Over on the island of Abaco, both public and private schools have reopened their doors, but according to District Superintendent of Education on the island of Abaco, Dominic Russell, a number of students have yet to attend classes. Russell says efforts are ongoing to bring those students back to the classroom.
And so that number decreased to 300, then it went down to 175, and then it went down to 140. The Minister of Education put together a task force, and she asked us to get community support since the schools were already doing walkabouts and calling parents and providing hard copies. Let's see if we could get the community involved. And so we were able to get pastors, the police, social services. We were able to get civic organizations, the town council. Everybody came in partnership with us to walk the streets of Abaco.
The island of Abaco is still rebounding from Hurricane Dorian that created a major setback for students throughout the island. Superintendent Russell says that the community is coming together to help in locating students in an attempt to bring them back to schools.
We only got the tip of the iceberg. We found 30 children in Murphytown and in the farm because we were doing it in the central Abaco, and then we did the walkabout in the farm in North Abaco. So we discovered 30 of the 140 children thus far in one walkabout, and we are planning actually to have another walkabout. One is tomorrow, that's up north is tomorrow, and then we're going to continue in Murphytown and Dundastown on Sunday.
Even in the case of virtual schooling, in some cases, Russell says some students in Abaco have not been able to consistently log in for classes for various reasons.
Lack of devices, lack of internet connectivity, no electricity. You know, some parents are still using generators. And then we also discovered some persons we could not reach because they changed their phone numbers. So the walkabout actually helps us in that regard. And we discovered, too, that there was a lack of adult supervision and, in some cases, parental neglect.
But there was some good news. Superintendent Russell says the recent walkabouts have been helpful in locating students, and they have been encouraged to return to the classroom. I'm Jay Philippe, ZNS Network News.
Thanks, Jay. Well, in news from the Crime Beat, police on the island of Bimini arresting 5 illegal migrants in the area of a local resort yesterday. Reports say, acting on information, officers of the Alice Town Station went to the resort and observed the migrants exiting a vehicle and running into an apartment unit located on the premises of the local resort. Officers later returned to that apartment where police officers say they heard voices coming from the inside, and officers entered the apartment through a front door and observed several persons exiting through a western rear door. A chase ensued, which resulted in the apprehension of 4 adult males and 1 adult female, all from Ecuador. They were all handed over to the Bahamas Department of Immigration for further investigations and processing. And this special advisory from the Grand Bahama Utility Company. Customers in some areas of Grand Bahama can expect an 8-hour interruption in the water supply beginning at 10 p.m. tomorrow night. Officials say this is in connection with our pipe upgrade and replacement program. Now, customers in the Pinders Point area may see discoloration in the water supply, but officials say work crews will conduct flushing exercises immediately after. Now, to consumers in Freeport, the utility company advises that work crews will be carrying out maintenance on the major 2 million gallon potable water storage tank as part of the ongoing improvement program. So GB utility consumers in some areas of Grand Bahama can expect an interruption in the water supply from 10 p.m. tomorrow night to 6 a.m. Friday morning. And that's a look at stories making news. Here's a check on sports with our Jay Philippe.
Good evening, I'm Jay Philippe and welcome to Sports. The Minister of Youth, Sports and Culture, the Honorable Mario Boleg, recently visited Grand Bahama. While on island, the minister gave an update as it relates to the possible return of local sports.
They want to gradually try to get the kids in school as they are now. And eventually, as time goes on, a decision will be made to play non-contact sports in high school. So with this season coming up, I don't know if you will see the contact sports in this school year, calendar year, but maybe after September, maybe once we get this pandemic under control. But as far as the amateur sports, track and field is going on. It's only a matter of the associations and the federations wanting to ensure that they put the necessary protocol in place and commence their sporting discipline, because there's nothing stopping them from playing right now. Take your COVID test, be vaccinated. You don't need no fans. Games can be televised live through Facebook, online. And, with all sports, they can have less than 30 persons indoors or outdoor, and they can have their events.
Grand Bahamian NFL player, rookie wide receiver Michael Strawn of the Indianapolis Colts had a busy week at home spending time with family and friends. However, the first-year pro took time out to attend a free autograph session at Playtime Sports for fans and football lovers. It's something that Strawn says was a no-brainer.
It's such a blessing to me that I'm in this position to be able to motivate them and, be an inspiration to them, and to have, Playtime Sports do this for me is just truly a blessing. Being here at Playtime, seeing all of the different sports and the different accessories here, it means the world to me growing up here, coming here, in and out of here, buying shoes, clothing, it's just so real.
Owner of Playtime Sports, Ghassan Haddad, was thrilled to have Mike in the building.
I am a big sports fan. I am a big Michael Strawn fan too. Although I'm a Miami Dolphin fan, but I always pull for Michael. Michael this is his home, so every off season he's gonna be here. So hopefully every time he's here, he'll come and visit us.
Fans got their shirt signed, some got their hat signed, some came and got their pictures with Mike Strawn.
From 2000, I was a Colts fan. Ain't much else around.
It's a big inspiration to us young athletes. Something to look forward to and look up to.
Feels really good to get an autograph and be here today.
And finally in sports, the Bimini Basketball League is back in action. In primary school play, Louise McDonald defeated Gateway Christian Eagles 31-11. Renard Strawn was the top scorer with 15 points for the winning team. The Eagles got 3 points from Aiden Butler in the loss. In senior boys action, Gateway Eagles edged out Louise McDonald 44-33. The Eagles were led by Sherwood Ellis with 16 points. Christian Saunders scored 16 points in a losing effort for the Marlins. And that's a quick check on sports. I'm Jay Philippe. Be blessed.
Star General's Cash Protector Plan pays a lump sum of cash on the occurrence of a first diagnosis of cancer, heart attack, and various illnesses. Purchase cash amounts from $5,000 to $50,000.
Mike's Express Courier Services. If they can lift it, they can ship it. Living on the island but need items purchased or picked up in Nassau? Call or WhatsApp 425-5277.
Dollar Deals is ready for Valentine's Day. Are you? Let us help you create that special love gift with chocolates, teddy bears, gift items, and balloons. Call or visit us today.
Happy Valentine's Day from Signature Choices, Grand Bahama's premier lingerie and gift boutique. Visit them in store at number 5 17th Center or check them out on social media.
Catch the love sale at Esquire Men's Freeport this Saturday and on Valentine's Day. Get up to 20% off. Call 352-8816.
Book your reservations for That's Amore on Sunday, February 13th. Romantic scavenger hunt, 4-course garden dinner, and slow dancing. Book at Signature Choices, 17th Center.
Super Bowl 56 comes alive at No Holes Restaurant and Bar. The party kicks off at 4 p.m. Watch live on the big screen. No Holes Restaurant and Bar, located Settlers Way next to the YMCA. COVID protocols will be enforced.
Third Dimension on Yellow Pine Street introduces its new home improvement center. Step into our brand new, fully stocked showroom for the latest in doors, tiles, housewares, kitchenwares, bathwares, vanities, power tools, electrical, and plumbing supplies. So stop by our showroom to view our full range of products or call the Home Advisor hotline at 602-0935 today. We are your home advisors.
Are you tired, overweight, having trouble sticking to your health and fitness goals? Well, look no further. The Fitness Connection has teamed up with Z&S to bring you Health Bites. This and every Thursday, tune in, and we'll make sure you get on track and stay on track with your health and fitness goals. Tune in.
your #1 news team covering the North. The Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Mary Lou Bullard, you are our Facebook friend of the day, and we want to say a big happy birthday to Aaliyah Lord. We hope you are having a fantastic one. And that's going to do it for us here in the North. On behalf of the entire ZNS News team, I'm Shashina Rowe-Farquharson. The Bahamas Tonight continues.
Coming up in the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report, Cabinet considers the fate of the unemployment program. Senators tackle a land resolution. An RFP issued for the General Post Office. And another trade looms for Buddy. The Bahamas Tonight, the National Report, starts now.
This portion of the news is brought to you by BTC Superfast Internet for Less. Best rate, no debate. Sign up today.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Akush Lapinder. Welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. Thanks for tuning in. The Disaster Reconstruction Authority chaired today assessing tens of millions of dollars in contracts issued under the former administration. As Shashina Rowe-Farquharson from our Northern Service reports, he's concluded that on the face of it, the amount of work carried out doesn't translate into the amount of money involved.
Investigations are ongoing as millions of dollars in contracts issued under the former administration for the cleanup and restoration after Hurricane Dorian is now in question. Chairman of the Disaster Reconstruction Authority says a financial audit is underway to determine if there was any incompetence or malfeasance, and the findings of that audit will be revealed soon. Now, the question is, did the taxpayers get their money's worth? Chairman of the Disaster Relief Authority, Alex Storr, says contracts were issued around $400,000 a month to maintain the dump sites on the two islands, but much of the debris remains. He says one particular contract in question was issued only for a few months and then canceled. The investigations will reveal whether or not the Bahamian people received value for money.
For lack of a better metaphor, I've said that, you know, when you can smell a dead rat but you can't find it, I knew there was something wrong. I just couldn't put my finger on it. And then after actually visiting Abaco and Grand Bahama, visiting these DMS sites, millions of dollars spent. I would almost say tens of millions of dollars spent. But the rubbish is still there.
The dump sites are situated in McLeanstown, High Rock, Treasure Key, and Spring City. The one in question is Treasure Key.
We have a site run in Spring City, one in Treasure Key. One, all the proper documentation is in place. Pictures, the other, nothing. But the one that has none of the proper documentation, the bill is 2 to 3 times higher than the one in Spring City.
Millions of dollars in contracts issued, but many question if taxpayers received bang for their buck.
You have to ask yourself, after spending $20, $30 million, and with some bills increasing, even though we are 3 years after the storm, I think you could answer the question for yourself.
Now, 2 years later, and under a new administration, a financial audit is underway to determine if there was incompetence or malfeasance as it relates to the DRA's operations of up to $30 million.
We find that as we dig into one situation, we find another, and then another, and then another. And so basically, we don't know where to land, but we are sure that we'll get to the bottom of everything that went on, and the public will be made aware of exactly what happened and who's responsible.
The former managing director of the DRA tasked with managing recovery and reconstruction on Abaco and Grand Bahama, Kay Forbes Smith, is now suing the government after she was terminated from her role last year for over $400,000.
I can't speak on that matter because it's before the courts, but I will just say this. I think the total amount that she's suing for is $408,000. Do you know how many people I could help with $408,000? I leave it right there.
The Minister for Grand Bahama, Ginger Moxie, condemning the former administration, but assures Grand Bahamians that plans are underway to assist those affected by the storm to rebuild their lives.
How do we quickly fix it, you know? How do we quickly bring relief to the people? And that's why, you know, the DRA is here, the new board is here. We're looking at how do we address these issues now.
Now, the Prime Minister, in a press conference, said that he was not pleased with the pace of recovery in Grand Bahama or Abaco. The chairman says plans have been finalized to ensure that swift, tangible relief gets to the people of Grand Bahama and Abaco in the shortest amount of time. I'm Shashina Rule-Barkison reporting from Grand Bahama for ZNS Network News.
Well, thanks, Shashina. Back here in the capital, the government's in the process of securing titles for more than 160 homeowners in eastern New Providence who are part of a land dispute with Arawak Homes that's preventing them from doing so. The disagreement going as far as the Privy Council, resulting in their titles being set aside. Now, the government's looking to complete a process spanning several administrations with a survey of hundreds of acres of land. Here's Keishla Adderley with the story.
The process began in 2020 to confirm titles for properties which are part of the Nassau Village Plan and overlay the Arawak Homes development in Pinewood Gardens. Senator Reuben Ramming raised the issue in the upper chamber today.
A position was taken under the former administration. The payment process had been satisfied, and my understanding then was that they were going through the processes of seeing how they can get to the point to regularize and make a decision on how they're going to go to regularize these persons to make them whole.
Attorney General the Honorable Ryan Pinder confirming that the current administration undertaking a major surveillance of land in the area, utilizing private contractors to expedite the process.
This was necessary since most of the residents in the area have conveyances and back title documents that relate to certificates of title that have been set aside by courts, but which refer to the Nassau Village Plan. The Nassau Village Plan is distinct from the layout of the Arawak Homes Plan. While this proved useful, there were still challenges in identifying whose property from the Nassau Village subdivision plan fell within Pinewood Gardens, their subdivision plan. We are also challenged by the fact that whatever was on the plans did not necessarily correlate to the realities on the ground.
Subsequently, individual home surveillances were planned, but even so, the government is still awaiting documents, including Google pin locations, from a little over 2/3 of the parties involved.
We had a meeting with Lands and Surveys and the private surveyor on the 6th of January 2022, just last month, to discuss the draft surveys of these lots that have been completed. We are following up and requested that the surveys be provided to the Department of Land and Surveys by the 15th of February, so next week. There are approximately 116 individual lots remaining that we think need to be surveyed.
The land has been vested in the government as it continues to work on full resolution. But in the interim, there's another major concern.
Is there a way, even a letter or something to be given to those homeowners that would allow them to legally, through water and sewage, because you need to show the title deed, to be able to at least hook their houses up, saying that the land has already been vested in the government?
I'll be honest, I was not made aware of this issue, and so I will certainly bring it up with my colleague minister, because there would be no excuse to inhibit homeowners from having to be able to have connection to basic utilities that are needed to live, given the resolution of the title issues that are presented.
The government is also considering whether it will reimburse homeowners who undertook their own surveillances as they sought to gain clear title. Keishla Adderley, ZNS Network News.
Meantime, Attorney General the Honorable Ryan Pinder today labeling as a matter of urgency the resolution to acquire a piece of land, namely Paris Court. It's a presumed public road that sits within the Marriott Resort Cable Beach as the property is prepared for sale. Pinder insists the conveyance is key to averting a land conflict for future hotel developers.
This is a non-controversial acquisition because as a public road, Pierce Court would have been owned in some form or fashion, as I mentioned, by the Crown or some other government agency. The challenge is that you can only convey the interest that you have. And without identifying the proper title holder, you cannot identify the proper party that would be subject to the conveyance. We need to secure good and marketable title to Pierce Court in order to convey to the developer, which will ensure the continued viability of the Marriott Hotel and certainly more investment in the country, and to prevent a hotel on Nassau from falling into either disrepair, non-use, or a complex legal battle.
Well, opposition Senator Darren Henfield supported the resolution, though he questioned why the same urgency doesn't exist to resolve related issues among Bahamians. He defended the Prospect Ridge housing project model in Western New Providence as a progressive way forward.
What we wanted to do was develop government land, subdivisions, put in the infrastructure, and charge those persons who were approved the equivalent of what it cost the government to put in the infrastructure. So if it cost the government a few million and it was enough land for land to be sold by like 10,000, we said, well, you only need to put in the 5,000 for the land because you're just covering the cost of the infrastructure. And I think that's the type of policies that we need to continue to pursue in our country to encourage home ownership.
In other news this evening, hotel workers granted their request for free COVID testing, a move seen as an advancement to labor relations in the country. Carla Palmer reports.
Now we have our dialogue.
President of the Bahamas Hotel Catering and Allied Workers Union, Darren Woods, is applauding labor relations in the country.
The memo probably went out that it's a new day, but we're able to now have some more civilized conversations.
As for his union, the single largest bargaining agent in the country representing some 2,500 workers, Woods says progress is being made. Outstanding matters unresolved for months, he says, have recently been concluded.
Over the past, I would say, couple of weeks, we have been able to resolve some issues that we thought were very, very important. As early as the 16th, we're going to be getting back together for the resumption of the negotiations for the master contract, where we, before COVID in 2020, we were 95% completed that particular contract, just the matter of the finances. And so we're going to start, of course, we'll have a review of where we are and then move forward. Then we also have the other contracts for the restaurants and the smaller properties where we represent, where we're trying to conclude all of them to try to bring some relief to our members.
Now, in the midst of the COVID-19 pandemic, Woods says bargaining successfully for improved wages on behalf of his membership at this time is very important. Equally as critical to the union's most recent success in having hotel workers now be a part of the government's free COVID testing pilot program underway at the Melia Resort and the Kendall Isaacs Gymnasium.
Each test is $60 and $50, right? And then they're tested every 5 days. So which means that they're saving at least $70 per month. Because before, of course, they had to shell that out of their pockets prior to them going to work.
Like other stakeholders, Woods says he too has an appetite for the resolution of outstanding matters and credits better communication as key to making progress.
From our immediate history, looking over the past a few weeks, in most instances, it took a phone call and then some dialogue, and then we were able to resolve or further the matter to where it needs to go. So I would say in any relationship, communication is key.
For Woods, working to the benefit of his membership is all that matters. And doing so in an amicable industrial environment, he says, is certainly a boost. Carla Palmer, ZNS Network News.
Cabinet's considering whether to extend the National Insurance Board's unemployment assistance benefits. Minister of State in the Office of the Prime Minister, the Honorable Miles Laroda, Says the program, extended several times under the Minnis administration, officially ended December 31st. Still, the government has not made a final determination on its future.
We are still awaiting information from NIB with regards to the figures. We know that the number of individuals requesting the unemployment assistance has been greatly reduced due to the opening of Bahama, due to the opening of Atlantis and other properties in the country. And as the economy opens further, we expect those numbers to be reduced further.
Now, as for the solvency of the fund, LaRota acknowledges it has been strained.
The fund is under severe pressure. I think the unemployment assistance, along with the stimulus, we are close to $200 million of monies that were paid out. Looks like things are turning around there. The pressure is being reduced, and so hopefully moving forward, as we replenish the fund would be okay.
Well, still to come, will the unvaccinated be eligible to join the armed forces? And an update on the Western Air payment settlement dispute. The details of those and other stories after the break.
And remember to tune in to the Morning Edition with LaDawn Davis and Charles Fisher at 7 o'clock weekday mornings. We also have news updates at every hour, starting at 2 p.m. You can then watch the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, at 6:30, and the National Report live at 7 p.m., all right here on the ZNS Network.
This portion of the news was brought to you by Sun Oil Limited Shell, fueling journeys that matter.
A lot has changed over the past 60 years, but at Commonwealth Bank, our mission to build lifelong relationships with our clients remains the same. Our customers are more than just a number. Our customers are our family, and together we create banking solutions that fit your unique needs. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
Rate, no delay. Best rate, no delay.
BTC gives more savings on the best fiber internet. It's super fast with super savings in every package. Compare and see for yourself. Enjoy the best home internet experience for all your work, study, and entertainment.
Best rate, no delay. Best rate, no delay.
Visit a BTC store to sign up for the best internet experience on the Bahamas' best fiber network.
Since eating at KFC, Shanika became the new savings meme. Get a KFC Mega Mash Bucket Meal with 8 pieces of tender, juicy chicken, a Mega Mashed Potato with gravy, and 4 buttery biscuits, starting at only $20, including VAT, and save like an expert at KFC. Order on WhatsApp at 557-3663. KFC Nassau.
Anything you need, we got you covered. Say the word and we'll come through. So if you need coverage for life, choose BAF, they'll get it right. Just go out and do it. It's your life, so just live it. So anything you want, you can get it. It's time to get it right. So we rolling with BAF for life. BAF for life. And so we going with BAF for life. BAF for life. And so we choosing BAF for life. BAF for life. And so we rolling with BAF for life. BAF for life. If you want coverage for life, choose BAF, they'll get it right. Yes, that's the best choice. BAF, that's BAF for life.
Are you or a loved one under medical care? Do you need affordable medical supplies? Ports International is the largest home healthcare supplier. Medical supplies at the very best price. And you can even shop online. From hospital beds to wound care, wheelchairs to walkers, Ports is a one-stop shop for your medical supplies, and we accept insurance. We have online shopping and 2 locations to serve you. at the Airport Industrial Park and Shirley Street. We also ship to the Family Islands. Shop online and visit us on Facebook. Call Ports at 377-1771.
This portion of the news was brought to you by McDonald's. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
The Public Hospitals Authorities is tonight refuting reports that patients requiring dialysis services are being newly charged for that service. The PHA making it clear in a brief statement that the only change made is one that brings the registration process in line with the hospital's other services. When patients require treatment, it says they are advised of the cost of the service and asked if they are able to pay or make a contribution. The PHA stresses that whatever the response, patients are treated, and that's irrespective of their financial circumstances. Well, the Pan American Health Organization's regional picture of the COVID-19 pandemic pretty much mirroring what is happening on the local scene. And that's that new infections and hospitalizations have, for the most part, slowed. According to PAHO Director Dr. Carissa Etienne, cases have dropped by 31% compared with the previous week. However, deaths have climbed by 13% overall, with even higher increases in parts of Central and South America. Here at home, that's 753. Now, Etienne says in the face of it, one trend continues to stand out.
Countries with higher vaccination coverage are seeing lower ICU admissions and deaths. This emphasizes the importance of expanding access to vaccines, including boosters where available, to save lives. When cases surge exponentially, as they have in the past few weeks, the burden falls mostly on the people that power our health systems. For them, there is nothing mild about the Omicron wave.
Now, Powell has closely tracked COVID's impact on the region's healthcare workers, releasing a new report that describes the challenges frontline workers face and policies to help protect them. A few lessons and key takeaways from this analysis: that at the beginning of the pandemic, health workers were caught off guard and health systems were unprepared to support them. They worked longer hours than ever before. Here's an idea of how dire the situation.
Many health workers were at risk of burnout. According to the Collaborative Heroes study, in 11 Latin American countries, health workers showed elevated rates of depressive symptoms, suicidal thinking, and psychological distress. In Chile, more than 1/3 of all health workers experienced a depressive episode, and nearly 15% of the medical workforce had thoughts of suicide.
Well, the question remains still to vaccinate or not. For those with aspirations of joining one of the nation's armed forces, what is even the likelihood of getting recruited if you haven't gotten a COVID-19 vaccine? Cleopatra Murphy has the story.
COVID-19 vaccination may not be mandatory, but those who are vaccinated and looking to join the ranks of the armed forces will likely have an advantage over their unvaccinated counterparts. While former Minister of National Security Marvin Dame says it was something that was being considered, his successor, the Honorable Wayne Munro, says government's policy on voluntary COVID-19 vaccination is unchanged. But when it comes to the armed forces,
what I can say about vaccination in the forces is this: the police force, the defense force, and for that matter, the Bahamas Department of Corrections are looking to take in new squads. While vaccinations aren't mandatory, one may find that they may prioritize vaccinated persons because in the last Defense Force squad, there were issues over COVID infections like all over the Bahamas.
Minister Munro says it is a matter of continuity while ensuring the health and safety of recruits, as COVID-19 infections also lead to time lost during training.
Training is in close quarters, if you could imagine it. In the Defense Force, they're in cabins of, I think it's 8. And so it's important for them to know that when they start, they're going to be able to go straight through for 4 months. So while we are still in this particular iteration of the pandemic, I wouldn't be surprised if they prioritize vaccinated persons simply because of the conditions of training.
Both the Royal Bahamas Defense and Police Forces are in the process of fielding recruits for new entries, with a new squad of police officers set to graduate Thursday. Monroe could not say what percentage of the armed forces have been vaccinated at this point, or how many recently graduated Defense Force Marines had been inoculated against COVID-19.
I don't have that information. I know, for instance, that the police are looking to recruit, I think, 100 people, and they have over 2,000 applicants. And you have a similar thing for the Defense Force. So even if it's only 10% of 2,000, you'll have 200 people to choose from.
Cleopatra Murphy, ZNS Network News.
Plans to construct a new General Post Office moving along, and according to Minister responsible, the Honorable JoBeth Colby Davis, once construction begins, it's hoped the facility is completed in under 18 months. A request for proposal has been sent out. Officials are now just awaiting completion of the review. Now, having demolished the condemned General Post Office, the Minnis administration signed a 5-year lease to rent a space in the Town Centre Mall, owned by former parliamentarian Brent Simonet and his brother. Colby Davis says 2 years remain on that lease, adding that the company that had been involved in the Christie administration's plan to relocate the post office to the Independence Drive shopping center has also applied.
The RFP comes to an end the end of this month, and so we'll go through all of the proposals and then take it to cabinet and get a final approval on who will be carrying out that construction, that project. And once we have that, we'd hope for them to start soon. I think that company has placed a proposal before us, and so they probably will be in one of the ones that we are looking to consider.
The minister sees it as crucial that the post office has its own space to expand its offerings.
It puts a lot of strain on the public purse, and we don't actually own the building. With the post office having its own building, we can also expand the services. We can modernize the services. We can change what we offer. We can add new services, and that brings a larger revenue stream, which will in turn take care of itself. But if we continue to lease, it'll be 20, 30, 40 years where you just dumping and paying out for no real ownership. So I think it's important for them to have their own home, and that gives us another avenue to expand new revenue streams with the post office, the postal service, and modernization of it.
Well, meantime, the new $310 million United States Embassy compound on Shirley Street, now about 60% complete. This as contractors move on to another yet phase of development, which will see to significant cosmetic changes of the building's exterior. As for an overall completion date, project director Steven Zajefas says contractors have experienced a series of delays. Nonetheless, the project's completion is slated for, at the latest, fall 2023.
Yeah, we are running a little bit behind schedule. The contract was due to complete in April of next year. We're looking at a completion September, October of next year. And the reason for that is, of course, is COVID. We had a shutdown. This past shutdown was not as bad as previous shutdowns. But again, almost all our workforce is vaccinated, and that helped a lot in a kind of a milder symptoms and a quicker recovery.
Now, according to Sagemphis, once completed, the new compound will be up to par with previously unmet State Department standards. Sagemphis also predicts the embassy will create a market for other economic spin-off opportunities in the area.
Worldwide, when U.S. embassies get built, other buildings get renovated or built around the U.S. Embassy. So where we are on the corner of East and Shirley, for example, there's not a lot of restaurants. I expect restaurants to start popping up. Also, you know, we kind of draw some of for American Citizen Services, the passengers from the cruise ships to come get their passports replaced and things like that. So that's going to draw people into the neighborhood.
Well, an ongoing dispute between two law firms over who will be awarded $114,000+ in court costs following Western Air's successful $1.5 million claim against the airport authority, prompting a Supreme Court judge to order the funds be paid into court until the matter can be decided. The ruling comes on the heels of Western Air's legal victory over the airport authority last year. At the time, the court upheld previous rulings indicating, among other things, that the authority's negligence led to a Western airplane being stolen from the Lynden Pinling International Airport in 2007. The authority asked Justice Ian Winder for directions as to the proper payment of the cost due to the competing demands of Tynes & Tynes and Justice Ruth Bo Darvall's Commonwealth Law Advocates law firm. The former Supreme Court judge and her company represented Western Air in the Supreme Court against the airport authority. However, Tynes and his law firm represented Western Air at the Court of Appeal, even though the Commonwealth Law Advocates was still the attorney on record. The court will have the final say on the matter.
This portion of the news was brought to you by McDonald's. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
Tourism today. Bahamas tourism today.
The New Duff is the sweetest place on earth. Come and indulge in some of the best locally made sweet treats and mouth-watering savory dishes.
And over the months, we've noticed definitely some increased foot traffic, especially asking for our breakfast and lunch items. We have a very, very tasty pulled pork breakfast sandwich that is a front runner. Our bao buns are always very good. We have a ginger stuffed bao bun, curried mutton bao bun, a jerk chicken bao bun. So we really, really see that starting to pick up with the lunch crowd. They come from both far and near sides of the island, so we're really, really happy to be able to, be a front runner along with the other household names on the island as a food and beverage staple here on the island. We hope to expand up the eastern seaboard and take over the states as well, but we've been really, really happy with the work that we've been doing here with Fresh Market and AML Foods, and they've been a really, really good partner with helping us get into the frozen food section of the grocery stores here in Nassau.
A few weeks ago, tourists came in from Massachusetts. They really loved the Duff, and they came back with this proclamation telling us about how much they really love this product as a Bahamian homegrown product, and the whole state of Massachusetts is really proud of us. I mean, we were so shocked to get this, but it helped us realize one thing, that Bahamian businesses really are global businesses, and if you invest in a product and you put in the hard work, you're really going to pay off. For us, what it means is that we have a product that, when people think about apple pie, they think about the U.S. We want people to think about guava duff the same way. It's something that I'm hoping that's going to be in airports all around the world, kiosks, fulfill that indulgent treat that you need for dessert. But when you visit the Bahamas, this is the place to visit because we really have the authentic taste of the Bahamas.
Visit the New Duff located on 139 West Bay Street and try their world-renowned delectable guava duff. I'm Alexis Clark, and this is Tourism Today.
Every journey starts with the first step, and mine starts here. I believed in Tokyo, the belief that I could be, we could be the best. We are drenched in Bahamian pride, no matter where we go. In 5 years, Alive built the Bahamas' best network, delivering faster speeds and stronger connections to all 700 islands and keys. Alive believed that every Bahamian deserved a world-class network and excellent customer service. I am proud to be Director of Speed and Connection.
Shawnee Miller-Weibo is total class. Look at her go. What a win.
As we continue to improve our lightning-fast, world-class network and connect with art, culture, and the world around us, never stop dreaming and never stop believing.
Health is the greatest gift. That's where we come in. Bahamas Medical and Surgical Supplies is a premier distributor of medical equipment, as well as medical and surgical consumables. Our engineers are always on hand, providing top care service that saves lives. We carry a wide selection of over-the-counter and prescription items, IV fluids, and other injections. Our products are state-of-the-art, and our entire team stays on top of cutting-edge technology. With more than 2 decades of dedicated service, Bahamas Medical and Surgical Supplies continues to be a trendsetter and innovator in healthcare. We have set ourselves apart by truly caring for our customers. We understand the intricacies of healthcare, and we produce spectacular results. We cherish our partnerships and nurture our friendships as we continue on our quest to help everyone maintain that wonderful gift of good health. Find us on 9th Fifth Terrace, Centerville, right in the heart of the medical service epicenter of Nassau, Bahamas.
It's February, and you will absolutely love the specials at Super Value and Quality Supermarkets. Rainbow corned beef, 12-ounce, $2.29. Brunswick mackerel, 15-ounce, $1.79. Best Value whole kernel corn, 15-ounce, 2 for $2.19. Boneless chicken breasts, $2.99 per pound. Pork chop ends, $1.99 per pound. If you love to save, you will love shopping at Super Value and Quality Supermarkets.
Secure the ones that you love. Join up with Family Guardian. We offer full protection. Join the family. Join the family. Family Guardian. Protect the ones you love. A friend that you can trust. Family Guardian.
We get it. Life happens. And when it does, Easy Payday is here for you. Whether it's cash for school fees, a vacation, or even a loan consolidation, no matter what your needs are, we are here for you when you need us most. Eligible applicants can borrow up to $15,000. Visit us at our new location on University Drive. Give us a call at 603-0200 or apply online at easypayday.loans. Easy Payday loans are simple, fast, and easy.
BTC welcoming its new board of directors. Cable and Wireless CEO Ing Smith serves as chair, while noted attorney, businessman, and former banker and parliamentarian Valentine Grimes makes a return, and this time as deputy chairman. Human resources strategist Daphne Simmons, accountant Peter Cartwright, and attorney and former BTC employee Park O'Deal have been appointed directors of the 9-member body. BTC CEO Andre Foster says they look forward to fostering a great working relationship and continuing to strengthen the alliance with the government as the telecommunications company works to further its fiber to the home rollout in an effort to revolutionize communications in every sector across the country. The board appointments took effect November 8th, 2021. Government officials and other dignitaries paying their respects to former educator and pastor emeritus of Salem Union Baptist Church, Reverend Dr. Charles Saunders, as he lay in repose at the William Thompson Auditorium, Jean Street. Reverend Saunders passed away on Friday, January 28th at the age of 91. His state-recognized memorial service takes place Thursday, February 10th at 11 a.m. at Salem Union Baptist. The funeral service will be carried live on the ZNS Network radio and TV and online. The Bahamas Consulate General in Miami, Florida, closed today following the death of its employee, Rudolph Green. Green died on Tuesday. He was 66. A cultural enthusiast, he worked with legendary musician Tony Obeahman McKay and sang in bands across the United States. Prior to joining the Bahamas Consulate General, he worked as a supervisor in packaging and handling at the Boulder Daily Camera, a newspaper company in Boulder, Colorado. Green has worked as a senior driver and messenger at the Bahamas Consulate General in Miami since July 2006.
Fixed and mobile services provided by Cable Bahamas Business Solutions helps our customers help their customers adapt to the new way of paying for things. Digital Wallets makes your transactions faster, more convenient, and secure. Whether it's using a debit card at the grocery store or making online payments for your monthly expenses, Digital Wallets powered by Cable Bahamas Business Solutions makes it better. For more information on our fixed and mobile services, contact the experts at 601-8911 in Nassau or 602-8811 in the Family Islands.
Shell Unleaded improves your fuel economy, giving increased miles per gallon, allowing you to do more of what you really want. Special additives used in Shell Unleaded improve your engine's efficiency. So go further with Shell Unleaded. Venture out to beaches, Junkanoo, and festivals and bring home memories that will last a lifetime. Shell, fueling journeys that matter.
Say goodbye to the clunky, old, outdated, tiresome way of buying insurance. Get covered in a click with First Online, a new online insurance portal from Bahamas First. It's the simple way to do insurance. Visit BahamasFirst.com to get an instant quote, pay premiums, and manage your claims anytime and from any device. First for our car and home insurance customers. It's another first from Bahamas First. What's first for you comes first for us.
MyGateway is the centralized, safe, secure way to access and pay for government services online. Go to mygateway.gov.bs. Click Login. Register with a government-issued ID like your NIB card. Fill in your personal information exactly as it appears on your ID, including spaces, periods, and dashes. You'll only have to sign up once. Now you're ready to request services on MyGateway. Receive an email confirmation for every request and email alerts when your documents are ready. You must have a valid, government-issued ID in order to collect documents. New services will be added every month. MyGateway is fast, easy, and convenient. For more information, visit mygateway.gov.bs.
The San Andros Packing House, the latest to undergo an assessment to improve conditions. Member of Parliament for North Andros and the Berry Islands and Parliamentary Secretary at the Ministry of Agriculture, Marine Resources and Family Island Affairs, Leonardo Lightbourne, says there were concerns of electrical supply at the facility.
We have the equipment of the cooling box that we're trying to get a three-phase installed in. We have some electricians on the ground who's looking at this particular entity. Here in North Andros, the parking house is very essential for the empowerment of our community. And so we're doing whatever it takes to work with BAMSI and the BAIC in regards to get this initiative going.
Now, with a full staff of 4 along with additional temporary workers, Lightbourne says the ultimate goal is to increase output.
We'll be working a lot with the local farmers. They have a farmers association here. We look forward to working with some of the local farmers and bringing their produce in, and also increasing the demand here at the parking house to get the capacities where we need this to be. As far as the upgrade, we're doing everything that we can. Again, PAIC, Chairman Leroy Major, along with BAMSI Chairman Tyrell Young, we are all in collaborative and making things happen here on the ground as far as bringing production and also bringing innovation here.
Well, it's time now for a check on Family Island weather with Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean. Good evening, Basil.
Good evening, Makishla. Outside of our studios, we're under cloudy skies with some light rain showers, courtesy of a frontal system that's pushing through. Temperature at 75 degrees, relative humidity quite rich at 88%, northerly winds at 8 miles per hour. The barometric pressure 1,013.6 millibars. That is 29.93 inches, and the pressure is steady. Temperatures around the islands this evening, they are brought to you by Family Guardian Insurance Company. We're protecting you. 68 degrees in Freeport, Grand Bahama, Green Tulip Key at 68. 68. Marshall, Abaco, 69 degrees. 75 in the Berry Islands, Allenstown, Bimini at 71. 73 in Harbor Island. Rock Sound, Eleuthera, Black Point, Exuma, Kemp Space on Andros, and Freshwick and Central Andros all reporting 76 degrees. 76 also in Otterstown, Cat Island, San Salvador, and Rum Key, Georgetown at 77 degrees. 77 also in Ragged Island, Clarence Sound, Long Island, and Crooked Island. Betsy Bay, 80 degrees. Acklands, Matthew Town, Nagu, 80, and the Turks and Caicos Islands at 79 degrees. And your boating forecast tonight is brought to you by Builders Mall, home of FYP, the Tile King, and the Paint Setter in the Northwestern Islands tonight. The winds northwest to north at 10 to 15 knots behind the front. 2 to 4 feet will be the wave heights. Your low tide, that will take place at 8:23 tonight. In the central and southeastern islands, southeast to south winds at 10 to 15 knots. Wave heights also at 2 to 4 feet. Tomorrow in the northwestern islands, the winds continue that clockwise rotation, becoming north to northeast at 10 to 15 knots. Wave heights unchanged at 2 to 4 feet. Low tide, 9:30 in the morning, high tide at 3:09 in the afternoon. For the central and southeastern tomorrow, southeast once again at 10 to 15, wave heights 2 to 4 feet. And then on Friday, in the northwest and central Bahamas, the winds become northeast at 10 to 15, wave heights 2 to 4 feet. Low tide 10:27 in the morning, high tide at 4:06 in the afternoon. And for the southeast Bahamas, it will maintain that southeasterly flow at 10 to 15 with the wave heights at 2 to 4 feet. That's going to do it for your boating forecast. It's time now for your international temperatures, and they are brought to you by Royal Star Assurance.
I'm in a poor state, yet I stay on guard. I protect their yard, they hardly feed me. Sometimes I'm so thirsty, they say I ain't got no pedigree. They don't love me, they only know me when they need me. They don't love me, they only know me when they need me.
And that's going to do it for your international temperatures, brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. But stay tuned, your extended weather forecast is still ahead.
As a mom, I'm always concerned about which products will work best with my baby's skin. And then I tried this diaper called Molfix. The quality is amazing. And I noticed that with the design of Molfix, the air flows easily, so I see no rashes or redness, which I love. But my favorite part is she sleeps straight through the night because it keeps her dry all night. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna stick with this one.
Molfix, the diaper that moves with your baby. Distributed by Variety Disposable Products.
Undecided about the COVID-19 vaccine or booster? Here are some facts to help you make a decision. The vaccine does not cause COVID-19 infection, and there's no evidence that it makes it worse. Approved vaccines are monitored for safety across the globe. Vaccines do not alter your DNA. The vaccine is effective against current variants of the COVID-19 virus. The vaccine can prevent severe illness if you do contract the virus. We're all in this together. Choose wisely.
When you want to save money on your tile supplies, who you gonna call? The Tile King. When you tile your house and you want to look good, who you gonna call? The Tile King.
Visit the new Tile King showroom, which is internationally recognized as the finest tile showroom in the Caribbean, located in the Builders Mall on Wolf Road.
The Tile King. Who you gonna call? The Tile King.
Tiles on everything.
AID has everything you need and more to complement your home's decor. Luxurious bamboo bath towels, face towels from $1.25 and bath towels from $5.45. Shower curtains from $2.54 and organizers in stylish finishes. Bath mat sets from $7.27 in a multitude of styles and colors. Bed sheet sets from $9.95 and 7-piece comforter sets from $49.95. Doormats from $1.93 with matching runners and hundreds of area carpets. Sofa covers from $19.95, plain and crushed sheer curtains from $5.25 and thousands of panels to choose from. Blinds from $7.02 and curtain rods from $2.89. Ceramic and porcelain dishes, tablecloths, napkins, placemats, utensils, and more. A wide selection of drinking glasses, including elegant stemware, candle holders, vases, and crystal. Full-size mirrors, decorative pictures, and picture frames. AID, Wolf Road, and the Mall at Marathon open late and on Sundays to serve your decorating needs. AID, all you really need and more.
Hungry and looking for something so satisfying? Something to truly tantalize your taste buds? Then make it Charlie's, the home of the #1 cheesesteak in the world. Also serving up a variety of delicious wings, freshly cooked to order under 10 minutes. With 2 locations to serve you. Mall at Marathon, open from 11 a.m. until 7 p.m. And the East-West Highway, next to Solomon's, from 11 a.m. until 10 p.m. That's Charlie's, the home of the #1 cheesesteak in the world. 393-3100.
If you would love to save on your favorites this February, then shop Super Value and Quality Supermarkets. 1, 2, 3 or budget ramen noodles, 3 ounce, 5 for $1. Livy's Vienna sausages, 4.6 ounce, 99 cents. Western vegetable oil, 48 ounce, $4.99. Gala apples, 3-pound bag, $3.99. Sweet oranges, 4-pound bag, $3.99. February specials you will love are at Super Value and Quality Supermarkets.
This is ZNS Total Sports.
Welcome to your sports on this Wednesday. I'm Amajal Knowles. Topping sports news. Well, yesterday we reported Bahamian basketball superstar Buddy Hield would be on the move in a 6-player deal that would send him to the Indiana Pacers. But according to NBA Insider, several contenders are still actively inquiring about the sharpshooter. Los Angeles Lakers nearly acquired Buddy this past offseason. It appears, though, the team may be looking for a second chance to acquire the talented shooter. With the hours winding down before tomorrow's trade deadline, the Lakers are reportedly one of the teams still circling about Hield, along with the Dallas Mavericks. As for Buddy Buckets, he's averaging 14.4 points, 4 rebounds, and just under 2 assists per game this season. He's shooting 38.2% from the field and 36% from deep. Those numbers aren't incredible, but he could potentially serve as a solid shooting option and instant offense to a team looking for a boost. And after returning since it was postponed in 2021 due to the coronavirus pandemic, 12-year-old Finley McKinney Lambert clinched the Optimist National Championship title this weekend in the waters of Montague Bay. Lambert, who's been sailing since he was just 4 years old, currently resides in Eleuthera, sails with the Eleuthera Sailing Academy. Lambert has sailed competitively at most of the major events held in the Bahamas. He's represented the Bahamas internationally many times in Canada, USA, Mexico, and Italy at the World Championship level. Last weekend's event was hosted by the Royal Nassau Sailing Club in conjunction with the Bahamas National Sailing School, with the action on the water taking place on Montague Bay. The event was attended by sailors from 6 islands, including Abaco, Exuma, Eleuthera, Harbor Island, Grand Bahama, and New Providence. And a pair of Bahamian football players are 2 of the latest in the pipeline from the Bahamas to one of the newest rising collegiate football prep programs in South Florida. Miami International Academy outgoing seniors Mazio Randall and Amari Archer have committed to the Dodge City Community College Conquistadors. Randall, a 6'4", 280-pound lineman, played on both the offensive and defensive sides of the ball last season. He also received an offer from South Alabama in the Sun Belt Conference, Kentucky Christian, and Weber International University. As for Archer, he's a 6'4", 310-pound versatile offensive lineman that has played center, guard, and tackle. Previously received offers from Weber International as well as Florida Memorial. Both players joined a Dodge City program that will also welcome new offensive coordinators and a head coach. In news from the track this weekend, Camille Rutherford, Tania Gaither, and Alexis Tilford Rutherford all competed at the Charlie Thomas Invitational at the Gilliam Indoor Track Stadium in Byron College, Texas. Gaither, who ran for Adidas, competed in the 200 meters, running a season's best time of 23.32 seconds to finish second. As for Rutherford, she sprinted her way to second place in the 60-meter dash when she crossed the finish line in 7.31 seconds. It was a huge improvement from the 7.42 that she ran in preliminaries. As for Tilford Rutherford, she was in action in the long jump, where she leapt 5.79 meters to finish third in that event. And over 400 students at Ellen Coakley High School will return to a newly resurfaced basketball court when classes resume, thanks to the Sandals Foundation. The upgraded facilities are aimed at continuing to promote lifelong skills among students while promoting healthy recreation and competition through sports. According to Heidi Clark, Executive Director of Sandals Foundation, the basketball court has been instrumental in the holistic development of hundreds of students at the island's only government high school. And that's been a look at sports. A check on weather when we return.
This is ZNS Total Sports.
Every journey starts with the first step, and mine starts here. I believed in Tokyo, the belief that we could be the best. We are drenched in Bahamian pride, no matter where we go. In 5 years, Alive built the Bahamas' best network, delivering faster speeds and stronger connections to all 700 islands and keys. Alive believed that every Bahamian deserved a world-class network and excellent customer service. I am proud to be Director of Speed and Connection.
Shawnee Miller-Weibo is total class. Look at her go. What a win.
As we continue to improve our lightning-fast, world-class network and connect with art, culture, and the world around us, never stop dreaming and never stop believing.
Mobile services provided by Cable Bahamas Business Solutions helps our customers help their customers adapt to the new way of paying for things. Digital Wallets makes your transactions faster, more convenient, and secure. Whether it's using a debit card at the grocery store or making online payments for your monthly expenses, Digital Wallets powered by Cable Bahamas Business Solutions makes it better. For more information on our fixed and mobile services, contact the experts at 601-8911 in Nassau or 602-8811 in the Family Islands.
Direct Talk with your host David G goes on the road live in the Turks and Caicos Islands as we celebrate our heritage and culture. 2 countries, 1 people, 1 chain of islands.
Direct Talk live from the Turks and Caicos Islands, partially sponsored by Bahamas Air.
Seasoned entrepreneur and philanthropist Lincoln Deal joins us next time on Journey TV. Tune in to hear some of his greatest fights and failures and how these were turned into his biggest wins because of his relentless pursuit to fulfill purpose. Don't you miss this powerful episode. Tune in every Thursday at 8 p.m. right here on ZNS. Journey TV, we share life's truths.
Did you know that there are over 30,000 Bahamians with diabetes and another 23,000 with pre-diabetes? Each year, this number is expected to increase. Many people who have diabetes are unaware. If you are having blurry vision, feeling thirsty, urinating frequently, or are unusually tired or losing weight despite a healthy diet, you may have diabetes. If you have a parent or sibling that has diabetes, you are also at an increased risk of developing diabetes. If you have noticed any of these symptoms, it is important to see your doctor who will perform the necessary tests to confirm the diagnosis. Together, we can beat diabetes.
Hey y'all, what's up?
Hey, what's that?
What y'all getting?
Listen, I've been waiting to wash down some lobster, yeah?
Hi, I'm Matthew. I will be you guys' waiter today. Can I take your order?
Oh, I've been jonesing for some grouper dread.
Y'all see this?
See, this ain't gonna work.
Where the fish gone, though?
But how, though?
Don't leave our children with no fish in their future. Protect our sea. Protect our way of life. Protect the Bahamas. To learn how you can help, find us on Facebook at Bahamas Protected. See the future.
Time now for weather.
In our final look at weather, the satellite pictures showing a broken line of showers associated with that front system, which is now pushing through the capital and should stall just to the south of us and will back up and oscillate over the next couple of days across the northwest Bahamas, and that will maintain some of the wet stuff in here right into the weekend. Partly cloudy tonight, low temperature around 68 degrees, and tomorrow we're looking at mostly cloudy with a couple of showers here and there, particularly in the afternoon hours. 79 degrees for the high tomorrow, and the extended weather forecast off and on showers are right through the weekend. We have another frontal system that will push in here late on Sunday evening into Sunday night, and that should push through on Monday, and we'll see temperatures dropping once again. So Valentine's Day looks as though it's going to be a nice chilly one for you. Orchestra.
Well, thanks, Basil. That does it for the Bahamas tonight. Thank you for continuing to make ZNS your first choice for news and information. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better than ZNS. From all of us here at ZNS, thank you for watching and good night.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.